Hey, this is Lucia here, and I'm coming live because I have something I really want to share with you. I have a question, first of all, and that is, are you feeling discouraged today? Do you sometimes look at your health and go, I just don't know what I'm going to do about this? Maybe you're frustrated because your blood sugars are just going up and down and up and down, and you've tried everything, and it seems like it doesn't work. Maybe you're tired of waking up with no energy, or maybe you're tired of not knowing how you're going to feel today because some days you feel good and some days you feel bad. And maybe you're feeling all of these things and you're also an entrepreneur. The reason I'm asking that question is because if you're an entrepreneur and you're dealing with prediabetes or diabetes, it adds a layer of complexity to it because you aren't depending on your 8 to 5 job. You are often the whole business. And if you're down, if you're sick, if you end up in the hospital, it really could affect your business and your income and your family's security very negatively. And so today, I want to chat with those of you out there that are possibly entrepreneurs, as well as anybody that can resonate with what I've just been talking about, feeling discouraged. Maybe you're like looking at your family tree and going, ah, half my family has diabetes. I guess I'm doomed. There probably isn't anything I can do to keep from having my A1C creep up on a month to month basis. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And if you're one of the entrepreneurs that's listening to me, would you just put an E in the comments? And it doesn't matter if you're listening to me live, if you're listening to me on a replay, put an E in the comments if you're an entrepreneur. Now, whether you are or not, if you can resonate with that feeling of fear, like maybe you're afraid you might lose your eyesight, or maybe you know people that have lost their kidneys or lost limbs. I mean, I sure do. I mean, one of my favorite uncles lost both his eyesight and both his legs before passing away from the complications of diabetes. So, if we have any kind of relationship with someone who has suffered from diabetes in our lives, or we know that we are suffering from it, we are thinking about those things. And that's why I'm here today. On our chat today, I want to talk about a little word called commitment. Now, I don't know what you think of when you hear the word commitment, but commitment to me is kind of like a promise that you might make to yourself or you might make to someone else. But a commitment is a very strong intention to follow through on something. And I'm guessing that just like me, you've made commitments in the past and not followed through on them. So, like, I have a confession to make today. I've done that too. I committed some time ago to showing up on regular lives for you, to share hope, motivation, encouragement, information on how to reverse your diabetes. And that has kind of dropped off my radar here for a couple of months. I'm going to explain kind of what happened behind that, but it's also an example of how every one of us has made commitments and then sometimes not followed through on it. But today I want to give you a key to following through on commitments. So hang around, we're going to talk about that. So I have been working on some projects. I've been listening to you all. I've been talking to you. And when I say you, I mean those of you that are here in my community. Maybe you're following me on YouTube. Maybe you're following me on Facebook on my Undoing Diabetes page. Maybe you're on my email list. It doesn't matter. You've heard me, you've seen me somewhere, and you know that it would be supportive to you if we could interact on a regular basis. So, first of all, I want to start by saying I'm committed to showing up here regularly. That means several times a week. Might not always be the same day or always the same time, but that's kind of what I'm working towards because I want to connect with you and I want to hear from you. Where are the pieces where you feel like you're getting stuck? Where are the places where encouragement or hope would really make a difference to you? Because I'm all about being here to support you as you go towards your own vision for health. That might look different for Sally over here or for Johnny over here. You might not all have the same vision, but I do know that there isn't a person listening to me today that doesn't want to feel good, doesn't want to have energy, doesn't want to be healthy versus dealing with some kind of a disability. And you likely have people around you that mean something to you. Maybe you're a caregiver for your parents. Maybe you're raising children. Maybe you have young adults that really need your counsel, your wisdom, and your support. Those are all relationships in which we have varying levels of commitment. But commitment, this C word, is so, so important for us to stay on track with the goals in our lives. So I want you to think about right now, what is the goal that you have for your health? As soon as you have that goal thought about, what is that goal? Where would you like to be like in a year? What would that look like? I want you to drop it in the comments. So I will see the comments. If you have done the little, sign up with StreamYard, they let me see who it is that's giving the comment. Otherwise, I might not know who is commenting while I'm here on the live. But it doesn't matter. I just want you to drop in the comments G for goal. If you have a goal for your health, put a G there. Because today I want to encourage you to take the next step. And that's going to involve some commitment. So committing to whatever that next step is for you is what is going to get you on the road to better health, more energy, avoiding the disabilities that can go with uncontrolled blood sugars. So you have a goal, drop it in the comment. Doesn't matter if you're listening live or on replay. I know most of you are going to be watching this on replay. So please go ahead and put things in the comments because I'm looking at those and it helps me to know like what direction to go with some of these lives. So today, as we talk about commitment, I just want to encourage you to commit to something very small. And that small thing is whatever is your next step. Now, just so you know, one of the resources that I have created recently that can help you with your next step is the Drop Your Blood Sugars Challenge. Now, you may or may not have heard about this, but this challenge is starting on July 23. So that's like a little bit more than a week from now. And you can use the link that is in the description next to this video to check it out. There's no obligation for you to check it out. You can go check it out and see if that might be a good next step for you. If it's not, that's okay. I have other resources that I will be sharing with you on a regular basis so that you can choose what is the best next step for you. What I'm wanting to encourage you today to do is to commit to taking another step, whatever that means for you in the reversal of your diabetes or pre-diabetes, or maybe it's metabolic syndrome, which is the easiest one to reverse. So whatever it is, I want you to drop in the comments and just let me know what is your next step. Maybe that next step is getting to bed earlier tonight. Or maybe that next step is cutting back on refined and processed foods that you know aren't helping you. Maybe the next step is committing to a 10-minute walk every day. I don't know what that next step is for you, but I want to encourage you to commit to whatever that next step looks like for you. Because as you do that, you're going to find that the next steps will be easier. Everything that you commit to is much easier than things you just randomly think, maybe I'll do that someday. A commitment means that you have a time. When are you going to start this? And what is it going to look like? And it can be super, super small. So I'm looking forward to seeing what your best next step is. I'm going to tell you what my next best step is. Because you know what? Even though I work every day to support my clients, my community in reversing diabetes, it's also meant for me that sometimes I've put my own health on the back burner. If you're a caregiver, I know you know what that looks like. I'm also a caregiver. So having done elder care for 14 years now, actually a little more than that, then that is an area in which I myself have to commit. So I am committing to regular exercise. That is something I used to do really regularly, but I found lately So many things have come up in my life that have made it more difficult or more challenging, that it's been difficult for me to do that. But that's a commitment that I'm making, not just to you, but to myself. And Georgie, I'm just really glad that you're here with us today. If you think you have diabetes, I want to give you a little resource that you can check out for free. Let me pull that up because I think it's really important for you to know whether you have diabetes or not. Here's the deal: you can feel pretty good most of the time and still be experiencing daily damage in your body due to diabetes. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to know what your status is. So here's a really good resource for getting that. It's completely free. So just hang on a second. I'm going to pull that up for you so that I can drop it into the comments for you. And so it's a link to a free resource I have. And if you're not sure whether or not you have diabetes, this is what you need to do next. This would be your next step. So here it comes. I'm glad you mentioned that, by the way, in the comments. That's why I like doing these things live, because that way you can get things that you need from me right away. And I wouldn't know that if you hadn't put that comment right there. So thank you, Georgie, for being brave and for doing that. So here is a link. You should be able to copy and paste that. I don't know why it went in there. Oh, it went in there once for YouTube and once for Facebook. There we go. So I'm not sure. It looks like you're on YouTube. So that's great. You should have this link. It is www.expertdiabetesreversal.com/mini assess 12 step. And the mini assess is completely free. What it will do is it will take you through some simple measurements that can let you know right away if you have diabetes or not. There's one particular lab test in the spreadsheet in that handout, and that is the A1C. If you only get that one checked, that right away can tell you whether or not you have diabetes. So that's the primary, highest priority thing that I would suggest that you do, Georgie, is get that link that I just dropped. And I'm actually going to put it also in the ticker, I think, if I can figure out how to do that. Let's see here. Yep, there is the one for you if you're on Facebook. And here is the one for you if you are on YouTube. It's the exact same one. But that is a free tool. The mini assessment is a free tool. And that can really help you know whether or not you have diabetes. So I'm so glad, Georgie, because knowing what you're dealing with is the first step in being able to reverse it or prevent it if you don't have it. So I am just so tickled that you jumped on today and that you have your best next step. So stay tuned. I plan to be back on Sunday or Monday mornings. So if you will hit the bell on the YouTube so you get a notification when I go live, that's the best way, because it's not always exactly the same time. I told you I do elder care, which means that my schedule isn't the same every day. So just hit the bell, follow my channel here on YouTube so that you know when I go live and you can jump on, you can ask me questions, and I love that. So just thank you for being here today. I really appreciate every single one of you that are watching, and I just hope and pray this has been really helpful for you so that you can take whatever your next step is. Remember, commitment is the secret. Commitment is making a firm decision of what that next step is and when you're going to step into it. And I hope that you're going to step into that today. So have a wonderful day, and I will be back to see you soon.